My neighbor blocked my driveway one more time. I'd asked him politely 17 times over the past 8 months. 17. I kept count in a notebook because I knew this day would come. The first time it happened, I walked over with a smile. "Hey man, would you mind moving your truck? I can't get out." He looked at me like I'd asked him to donate a kidney. He moved it, but he didn't say a word. The second time, same thing. Third time, he started sighing heavily like I was the problem. By the fifth time, he stopped answering his door altogether. His name was Warren, retired at 52. Spent his days washing his truck, grilling meat, and making my life miserable. His truck was massive. One of those lifted F250 seconds with chrome everything. He parked it across my driveway like he owned the whole street. I tried talking to his wife. She told me Warren does what Warren wants. I tried leaving notes. He threw them in my recycling bin while making eye contact with me through my kitchen window. I called the non-emergency police line. They said they'd send someone. 4 hours later, a cop showed up and told Warren to move. Warren moved it 6 inches to the left, still blocking me. The cop shrugged and left. I started documenting everything. Photos with timestamps, videos of me walking to his door and him not answering. I filed 3 complaints with the HOA. They sent him letters. He used them as coasters on his porch. My wife told me to let it go. My therapist told me to let it go. My mom told me to let it go. But every single morning, I had to wait for Warren to wake up and move his truck before I could go to work. I was late 14 times in 3 months. My boss pulled me aside and asked if everything was okay at home. Then last Tuesday happened. I had a job interview at 9 a.m. First real opportunity in 2 years after getting laid off. I'd prepared for 3 weeks. New suit, fresh haircut, practiced answers in the mirror. I walked outside at 8:15 a.m. Warren's truck was parked directly across my driveway. Not at an angle, not partially, dead center, like he'd measured it. I knocked on his door for 10 minutes. Nothing. I called his phone, straight to voicemail. I even walked around to his backyard. His bedroom blinds were open. I could see him lying in bed, awake, scrolling his phone. He looked at me through the window and smiled. I missed the interview. They didn't reschedule. Said it showed a lack of commitment. That night, I sat in my garage for 2 hours, just thinking, planning. My wife came out and asked if I was okay. I told her I was fine. I started researching. Warren's truck was his pride and joy. He'd shown it off at 3 local car shows, won second place once, had a custom paint job that cost $8,000. I also learned something interesting about our town's parking ordinances, specifically the one about vehicles parked on public streets for more than 72 hours. Warren parked his truck on the street every night, never once in his own driveway. His driveway sat empty while his truck blocked mine. I waited 3 days, documented every hour his truck sat there without moving, took time-stamped photos from multiple angles. Then I filed a complaint with parking enforcement. The next morning, a tow truck showed up at 6 a.m. Warren came running out in his boxers, screaming. He was shouting about private property and harassment. The tow driver just pointed at the sign Warren had apparently never noticed, the one that said 72-hour parking limit. Warren's truck got towed to an impound lot 20 miles away. The fee to get it out was $450, plus $85 per day in storage. But here's where it gets better. While Warren was at the impound lot, I walked over to his house and knocked on his wife's door. I apologized for the inconvenience and handed her a folder. Inside were all 17 requests I'd made, all the photos, all the timestamps, all the complaints, and one final document, a copy of the civil suit I was filing for harassment and intentional interference with my daily activities. My lawyer said we had a strong case, especially with the job interview I missed and the documentation of his deliberate behavior. Warren came home 4 hours later, $620 poorer. His wife met him at the door with the folder. I watched from my living room as she started screaming at him. He never blocked my driveway again. But every morning at 6 a.m. sharp, I make sure to start my lawnmower right outside his bedroom window. City noise ordinance says anything after 6 a.m. is perfectly legal. I've been doing it for 3 months now. He looks tired.